Welcome back, students. It's good to see each one of you. I hope you had a good time being off on spring break and you're back here with renewed energy. Before you left for break, I sent each one of you an article and I posted it on the course shell on the concept and idea of philosophical anarchism. And I wanted you to read up on it so that we can have a better sense of what it is. Today, when we come back from your spring break to learn a little bit about this very interesting school of thought. Philosophical anarchism is a school of thought talking about citizens that oppose or criticize authority of the political variety. It could be municipal governments, could be local governments, it could be state governments, it could be federal governments. But authority as an institution, right? So criticizes authority as an institution and questions the authority of government and political leaders. So, for example, if government asks you to pay taxes, you say you have a better idea. I will not pay taxes, but I would rather contribute to maybe charity. Maybe I rather contribute to a good cause in society, right? So I will not pay taxes, but I will contribute to good cause or causes in society. That position then is contrary to what the government is saying. The government says all citizens must pay taxes, and you are contradicting that by saying you don't believe that is ethical. You don't believe that is that's against your own judgment, that you will not pay taxes, that you would rather give money to charity or to good causes. That is philosophical anarchism. That is a very good example of how citizens stand up to governments on philosophical grounds, on ethical grounds, saying this is not what they want to do. This is not what they want their government to be imposing on citizens. Therefore, they're going in a different direction, right? So let's take a look at this closely. Once again, philosophical anarchism is a school of thought which opposes or criticizes authority of the political variety and questions the authority of government and political leaders, right? So it can be said to be anti-government or establishment and seeks to end the idea of political institutions, such as governments that create, in their view, inequality in society. Again, the idea of anarchism simply means, there's no law, or rule of law has failed or is compromised, essentially. And that is a very important point for us to understand. As citizens stand up to government, to institutions, to laws, and so forth, based on ethical grounds, based on philosophical grounds or moral grounds, or what have you. All right, so it can be said to be anti-government or establishment and seeks to end the idea of political institutions as we know it. And what are political institutions? The parliament, for example, the executive, for example, the judiciary, for example, are political institutions, and they seek to end the idea of political institutions because in their view, they perpetuate inequality. In their view, they should be able to stand up to governments and say on moral grounds and say, I do not believe in this. Another example could be the government says nobody goes out after 10 p.m. There's a curfew. And citizens say, well, we believe that this is an immoral command and we will not obey it and we will go out after 10 p.m. Right? So opposing and criticizing the authority of government. An authority in this area is William Godwin. And he maintains that the actions of citizens should not be dictated by political institutions. And I've given a couple of examples here. That they should act according to their will and conviction. So citizens should act according to their will and conviction. And they should not be dictated to by government. Max Stirner is another scholar who believes that those citizens who believe in themselves will not purposefully subject themselves to external powers, right? So those who have found themselves, those who have confidence, those who know their rights, their moral, their ethical, their fundamental rights, according to Max Stirner, will not subject to the dictates and commands of government. And that's where the name comes from, philosophical anarchism. Philosophical anarchy, because the opposition is based on philosophical grounds. The opposition is based on ethical grounds, is based on moral grounds, right? And they're opposing the government based on those grounds. And they question the legitimacy of government to impose rules and laws and policies and what have you. And they say anyone who knows what they are worth, anyone who knows who has found themselves, who believes in themselves, will not subject themselves to political authority. And that's why we have philosophical anarchism.